Hey guys, I'm Steph.
Hey,
What?
Put that away.
Put what away?
We're filming. It's video time.
Oh, hey, I was sending a kakao.
Oh, okay.
Question from CC Robertson. Hey, can you guys do a video of the SNS in Korea? Like, I know they use Twitter and Facebook, but what are some that are mostly used only by Koreans? What's the #1 chatting app in the whole nationwide area?
Kakao.
Did I say that right? Nationwide? That's not how we talk. Kakao is it. I don't know of another one besides Kakao.
Kakao is pretty much it. I mean, there's other ones that you can do, like Naver Chat or Daum Chat, or some of the other ones I had to use. But yeah, KakaoTalk is like #1.
Twitter's not that popular here, but people do use Twitter, and Facebook is popular. It used to be Cyworld. I don't know if you guys know what Cyworld is. Cyworld was the MySpace of Korea.
Before MySpace was actually in the US.
Cyworld was really popular actually in 2008 when I got here. I was hanging out with people that were using Cyworld, but Facebook slowly crept in, and Facebook is the platform that they use now. But they don't all use Facebook.
No, but some do. Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, kind of like most of the world.
I don't think they're all using Instagram. You would be fooled if you thought Instagram was really popular because you see the K-pop stars using it, and the K-pop stars having thousands and thousands of followers on Instagram. They post a photo on Instagram and 75,000 likes. Actually, most of them don't use Instagram still.
Okay, yes, there's Kakao Story.
What's Kakao Story?
Kakao Story is like Instagram. You can post pictures and it's connected to your Kakao profile. And there's also Kakao group chats, which you can also use. For example, I actually used this in university because my professor wanted to have a discussion board where he could post things and everyone would get instant updates. We actually had a class-wide Kakao group that everyone had to join.
Yeah, basically, you're not cool if you don't have Kakao, and everybody has Kakao.
Everyone, professors, kids, little kids have Kakao. It's really funny. Little kids that I know are like, Stephanie, can I add you on Kakao? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, you don't want little kids messaging on Kakao because they'll be messaging you like crazy because they don't have anything better to do.
Exactly. And they'll be sending me invitations to Kakao games.
Yeah, you get a lot of those.
I do.
Yeah.
A lot of Kakao spam.
I was sitting next to a lady on the train about a week ago coming back from Seoul to Suwon. She had to be in her 70s. And she pulled out her cell phone. She had a smartphone. And I thought, oh, wow, this lady's got a smartphone. I wasn't really looking at her, but I happened to notice that when she pulled up her screen and was looking at her apps, the app she chose was Kakao. And she kept Kakao open. She had one message and she just sat there and she was slowly typing it. She didn't send it for probably 15 minutes, but eventually she sent the message. She was Kakaoing with somebody. Yeah, and she went to Kakao instead of text messaging.
I think it's really funny because like with a smartphone in Korea, it's almost more important to have data so that you can use Kakao than it is to actually have phone call minutes, text messages.
Yeah, because you can make phone calls on Kakao now. That's how you and I were calling each other in the United States because we both don't have cell phone service in the US. But if we have Wi-Fi, if you're sitting by the Wi-Fi and if I am, I can call you. It's actually clearer than a regular phone call.
Especially on your dad's old phone.
That's nuts.
That was crazy.
I was calling you on Kakao like, oh my god, I can't believe how perfect this sounds.
But there are other ones. Do you know of any others?
I don't. It's Kakao all the way. I don't know all the apps they're using, but I can tell you this. Kakao is by and large the #1 used app amongst people probably age 8 or 9 until, I don't know, 40
50.
or 50. Yeah, right. I mean, Kakao is so popular here these days. I don't even know what to compare it to.
All my professors message me on Kakao. If they need something, they message me. For those of you who don't know, SNS is like text message service. Text messaging actually got its start here in Asia. Not in Korea, but in Japan. From there, it kind of spread like wildfire. Text messaging is huge in Korea. When I first came here, it was all text messages. There was no calling somebody and leaving a message on their answering machine. It was you send them a text message. Then that, with smartphones, became KakaoTalk.
They have voicemail, but they don't use it. I mean, nobody uses voicemail in Korea. And also, emails work, and people use email, but a lot of times they're not quick to respond to email like they are if something pops up on their phone. Virtually everybody has a smartphone these days.
Like
so
97% of people have a smartphone these days.
yeah, I don't know if it's that high, but it's really, really high. So if you want your child to communicate with you, you're going to be more successful if you Kakao them than you are any other manner. And this whole like Kakao, I think Kakao is more popular than WhatsApp. Do they use WhatsApp in the United States?
What's that?
That's the Facebook bought WhatsApp. That's the equivalent in the United States. Text messaging that doesn't cost any money. It's an app.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Facebook bought it for like $1 billion or something.
Really? I didn't know. I know you have Facebook message service and they made you download that stupid crappy app. I mean, when you're talking about internet sites like Facebook or Twitter, yeah, they have their own internet sites that they use. It's actually really difficult, I have to say, for foreigners or non-Korean speakers to actually use them and access them. A lot of groups, like there's a lot of online discussion cafes or discussion boards. You almost have to get somebody to help you set up your account, and you have to have the Korean alien registration number or Korean registration number. There's all this information that you have to give, and it's a headache. I had to use it for one of my classes. It was just,
You have to have a social security number or the equivalent of a social security number, the Korean version, in order to sign up for almost any website in this country. It isn't just put your name and email address in and you're accepted, because the government sort of monitors this. And because there's so many netizens in Korea that are super negative behind the cloak of the computer screen, they want to make sure that people aren't going overboard. There was a guy, I can't remember his name, but he was posting predictions about the stock market. This was like 2008. Oh my God, I'm not gonna remember his name. He was like affecting the stock market in Korea, and even though it was free speech, they shut him down. And for foreigners, we have one, but we're not necessarily in all the systems, and so when we go to put our number in, even if we fill out everything correctly, we might not be able to use their service.
or when you're inputting your name might actually be too long to input.
Right, yeah.
Just Step Honey is just extremely long.
And we bought a carrier from Aki to go to the United States this summer. We spent a good 5 or 6 hours on the web one evening into the middle of the night, like 5 a.m. We were sitting in bed. Remember this? I was trying to do it by myself. I'm like, I'm gonna do this by myself. I am going to do this. Whether it's signing up for the site or once you're signed up, getting your credit card information in correctly and putting all the other requirements that they want in.
It's a headache, you guys. They're not always Mac compatible.
Not always Mac compatible either, right? So I'm using my PC, which I have, but I ended up the next day calling one of my students. Actually, I messaged one of my students. That's what I did. She offered to help me, and I gave her some money and said, hey, I love you for helping me. Thank you so much. And then she couldn't even do it. She had to call one of her other friends over. So there was 3 of us. And it was because her computer wasn't strong enough to support all of the websites that you need to like process.
Download stuff and process stuff, and it's a pain.
Yeah. That's why everybody stays on Kakao. Because you can use it from your smartphone and it works perfectly. I've never had a problem with Kakao.
But I still find it a really great way to keep in touch with students of past years, like years and years ago, that added me all that long time ago. I can still like, oh, I like your photo. Oh, look, my students are getting married. Oh my goodness, I'm getting old.
They're not so on Kakao though, because they'll use it in class. I'll make sure on the first day to let them know, please, no Kakao messaging during class. And so then they listen to me unless they weren't there on that first day. Another day comes when a student wasn't there the first day and they're using Kakao, and I'm like, hey, you know, on the first day I said, please don't use Kakao. And you know what they always say to me? I wasn't here on the first day. If I had a nickel for every time I've heard that phrase.
I think it's actually interesting that like Kakao is such a big part of the culture, because historically the internet usage in Korea is very, I don't know, to me it seems very old school. Like they still use Internet Explorer, they still use a lot.
Yeah.
You still have mainly almost solely PC usage. I'm just so proud of them for having Kakao, and we can Kakao, and we can talk on Kakao, and that's usually how we message each other. So that's it for today's Life in Korea.
Hope you enjoyed our video on Kakao. If you have a question for us, drop a note in the YouTube comments, on our Facebook page, facebook.com/HallyuBack, or in the comment section on our blog, hallyuback.com.
And like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for Asian drama and Life in Korea videos.
That's it for today's Life in Korea. Experience it! I was actually Kakaoing in the beginning of the video. Because we got, oh, see, there it is. Look at Kakao right there. Boom.